everyone, and welcome to Grip Lock, Foundation Disc Golf's weekly podcast. I'm Hunter, joined as always by Trevor and Konner.
Heyo.
We got a little bit of a show today, just a little bit. We're talking a little Butco.
I'm gonna make it show today.
A little what?
We're going to talk about a little Butco DGC.
I will say, if that tournament wants to become anything relevant, it needs to capitalize.
It needs to move off the weekend after Worlds before the playoffs.
All it needs to do is make merch that says Butco, and I'll buy it.
Trevor's Trivia, the Pro Tour Championship announced its new location. I have a little
It's in Spain.
disc quiz for you guys, and then I found some stuff on Reddit that I think will be fun to talk about.
How many people?
Cool.
Are
But first,
so many people are going to keep listening to this podcast now because they think it's actually in Spain when it's in Germany. Continue.
a word from our sponsor. Today's episode is brought to you by Manscaped. Smooth sack summer slowly coming to an end, fellas. And as summer comes to an end, we enter fall. And we enter fall. Keep your boys clean and fresh, and just in time for fresh ball fall. The leaders in below the waist grooming is here to make sure you feel smoother than a beach ball and smell fresher than your girl's pumpkin spice or your guy's pumpkin spice. Can we regulate
That is sexist.
guys' pumpkin spice lattes?
Pumpkin spice lattes
There's
are
nothing
for
wrong
everyone.
with it. Start the new season the right way and join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free shipping with the code GRIPLOCKED at manscaped.com. The Manscaped Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to keep your sweet sack in check. Inside this package, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance Boxer
with the
brief,
double sweet there.
and the travel bag to hold your goodies. The Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer features cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. It also has a 7,000 RPM motor, new multifunction on-off switch that can engage travel lock, and gives you the ability to turn on the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise save. Did I mention this thing's waterproof too, guys? So you shave in the shower all you want. You can get 20% off and free shipping with the code GRIPLOCKED at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code GRIPLOCKED at manscaped.com. Keep things smooth and fresh as we say sayonara to smooth ball summer and enter fresh ball fall, y'all.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right,
Hey,
the Butler.
turn that thing sideways. Not a
Hashtag
sponsor.
not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Oh,
No,
that doesn't help.
keep turning.
Keep
Keep
going
turning.
to like the photos.
No.
Butler County Disc Golf Classic happened this
Butco.
past weekend, and I'm going to be straight up with you guys.
Oh.
Football was on. World Championship had just happened. All I did was watch U-Disc. I tried.
Same.
I looked at like some highlights. I saw Joel Freeman
They
thumber.
did this to themselves because like the
I didn't
post-Worlds.
see anyone talking about this tournament either.
I saw a few people, but the post-Worlds high is so significant that the only thing to drag you out of it would be to go straight to the playoffs. And
Yeah.
then we would have been like, okay, we're back. We need to snap
I'm
back
back
in.
this week. I'm ready for GMC.
But you can't snap us out of the post-Worlds high
with a new event.
with a silver series,
It's a silver series
nobody's
that no
really
one showed up to. With that being said, Joel Freeman took it down, and he did it in impressive fashion. We'll talk about that here in a second. Chandler
job,
Kramer
Joel.
came in second, and Linus Carlson came in third. Kristen Tatar decided winning Worlds wasn't enough. I need to go dominate the field again, and she did. Beat out Jessica Weiss and Lisa Fakis, who came in second and third. The big storyline from the event was the USDGC qualifying because no one was there, more or less. I think the Canadian Nationals went down this weekend too, I believe. I'll have to look at the USDGC Twitter and see who qualified from that, because I believe that's normally a qualifier event as well.
The Canadian Nationals is usually, yeah.
I'll search their Twitter here.
I don't remember if it said so on the USDGC website.
USDG, but that was a big reason for players to go to this event if they weren't like if they're already in the points and stuff like that. They haven't tweeted since August 22nd, Des Moines. Come on, USDGC.
Just go to their website. I think it's updated. No, it's not.
It's
actually.
definitely not going to be.
I'm lying.
All right. Well, there's no way to tell then who qualified from Canadian Nationals, but we'll pull up their results here. But that was one of the big things for this event was you could go there and qualify relatively easier than the rest of the season because a lot of the big names weren't going to be there. And a lot of the guys who were on the list of like players you expected to be in USDGC that hadn't qualified yet got their spot. Linus Carlson, James Proctor, Connor O'Reilly, and Dylan Horst all qualified for USDGC here. And then for the Throw Pink Women's, we had Holly Finley and Leah Senegini qualify. So that was, in my opinion, that was the biggest thing for this event. Obviously, winning a Silver Series, Joel Freeman, that's huge. His final round was insane. He went in, I think, down 4 strokes to Chandler Kramer, beat him by 17 the final round? No, 13 the final round. He shot, why is this? I hate my computer right now. I'll correct myself here if I was wrong. But he shot an absolutely insane 14 under par, beat Chandler Kramer by 13 the final round to win by 6.
Pretty insane.
No, to win by 9.
Yeah.
So he was down 4. Win by 9. Insane final round. Jeremy Colling had some thoughts on that. But let me look up the Canadian National Disc Golf Championship that went down this past weekend. Thomas Gilbert won it. You think it's embarrassing for Thomas Gilbert if he doesn't win Canadian Nationals? Probably not.
Probably not.
Matt Bell came in second. Casey Hayne-Mayer came in third. On the FPO, Ella Hansen took it down by a pretty commanding 15 strokes over Catherine Tang and Jordan Bernalo Mones. I believe is his name. Definitely butchered that one, but Jordan.
Where is Canadian Nationals? Like, is it
Bonshaw, Prince Edward Island, Canada?
Is that? I want to know if that's eastern side of Canada. Like, if it's still close to Vermont.
I think it is. I'll look up.
Say that would make a lot of sense as far as the tour is structured. Because I was wondering, I was like, why would you go to Canada and not Pittsburgh if you're going to Vermont? But I guess they're just right above.
Oh, Canada. Let's look at this thing on a map here. Yeah, it's right above Vermont. Very close to Vermont. Almost as close as you can be to Vermont and be in Canada.
Nice.
So yeah, those events went down this past weekend. But yeah, Joel Freeman's final round was pretty insane. Big comeback win. I believe it's his first tour victory in general.
Yes.
So big weekend for Joel Freeman overall.
Yeah, I would, and I think Joel Freeman was on my. I think him and Matteo were both on my can't win list. Matteo was like definitely number 1 on that list, but I think Joel Freeman was on that list. I don't know if this counts because it was
Silver
a very
Series
weak. Well,
don't count.
There are some Silver Series where I'd be like,
but this Silver Series is the reason I say Silver Series don't count. Is because
no, I would say like a Silver Series for me, like there are ones where if you beat out good enough players, I could take you off my can't lose or can't win list because like, okay, you can beat guys. But this one, I mean, there wasn't a strong enough field for me to take him off my can't win list.
Yeah.
Joel Freeman still can't win.
Jeremy Colling posted this. I believe this is on Facebook. I saw it on Reddit. It was just on Reddit when I went on this morning. He posted Joel Freeman shooting 14 down today, coming from 4 back to win by 9 on that course on wet tees and slick conditions is one of the most impressive final rounds I've ever watched. Congrats, dude. Way to win your first tour event. Pivoting into the controversy and potentially offering a solution. His round was rated 1077. I hate that numerals are already capitalized because I want to make it understood that I am shouting at loud how ridiculously low that rating is. He beat the next best score by 8. Then he put in parentheses shouting numbers. And on top of that, he annihilated the course record by 6. His round will never receive the historical recognition it deserves because we used a flawed rating system on high SSA courses. I know Chuck Kennedy knows this, and although he may never admit it, it really should change. My submission to the powers that be is that we restructure the fixed incremental point system by implementing a top-heavy curve. For example, let's say player A shoots a really hot 12 under. He's leading the tournament by 2 until the final card comes in and player B scorches a 13 under. Somewhere else in the field is player C who shoots a +1 and player D shoots a +2. I think it's fair to say that one stroke that B bested A by was more impressive than the way player C beat player D. A curved rating system would reflect this, especially when players dominate the field by 8. Also, we should finally see some decent ratings on high SSA courses, which are the hardest courses to rate high on. It would be great to have some best rounds of all time actually rated as such.
Well, I don't have a disagreement with what he's saying with like the ratings, but why is he giving attention to ratings is the biggest problem. By making this post, you're giving power to the rating system that I feel like this year people really haven't cared about. And the reason people are going to remember his round is because if we ever go back to the course, we're going to talk about Joel Freeman's course record. Doesn't matter what the round rated. Like Paul just won Worlds. Does anybody care what his rounds rated? Has anybody talked about what his rounds rated?
No. Well, reason I want to bring this up is I think this is, list item 78 on why we just need to get the heck rid of ratings.
Yeah.
Once you reach 1,000 rated, your ratings just go to 1,000 plus rated. If you want to have round ratings as like another stat, again, they're pointless because like a round rating really only tells you within that event, like Jeremy Colling's saying, is his round was rated 1077. Someone else posted on Reddit that some random tournament at a different place, someone shot 1079 rated round. Is that round really better than Joel Freeman's 14 under? Probably not. Could it be? Who knows? Because you can't tell, because if this round, and if he beat the field at the Memorial Championships by 8, and he did this similar thing, you couldn't do it at that course, but if he did, this would be the highest rated round ever. I'm not saying this is the best round ever because I think Paul's 39 at Memorial wasn't the best round ever, even though it's the highest rated, 1132.
Yeah.
That's the whole issue.
Paul's
Is really
toboggan round was better than that.
yeah, and Paul's Maple Hill 45 or whatever it was better than that.
Probably also his WR Jackson.
His WR,
1600.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of rounds better than that, but none are rated better. That's the whole problem. Is really ratings only give you true context within the event.
Yes.
Because you can't take it out and compare it to other ones because, like we just said, the greatest round of all time isn't the greatest round of all time.
you can only
Joel
look.
Freeman, we don't know where this round stays in the greatest round of all time because first time playing the course, only thing we have is within this event, and everyone can agree should have been higher than 1077 rated. Looking at beating the field by, I think it was partially the field was weak. So if the person he beat by 8 was Paul or Eagle or someone like that, his rating probably would have been a little higher. But it just doesn't. Ratings.
It surprises me that Big Germ is still like. It sounds like most definitely he still cares about ratings, and I thought that all the pros were kind of over it because they've stopped posting about it. Like because it's such a. It has literally ratings nowadays. Has once you get to a certain point at least has zero effect on your career. Like
no, that's not true.
Once you get to a certain point,
No, well, if you get to like Paul's level,
like what? Well, what is it? Where is it?
I just saw on Facebook. I forget whose dad it was, but it was someone's dad who their son is on tour, and they're like a middle level to lower level tour player, and it's in their contract they have to keep their player rating above a certain point.
But is it what like 10, 20? I'm just saying
something like that.
I'm just saying when you get to like Joel Freeman level, because I think he's higher rated than that. Like when you get to that elite level rating where I think these days if you're above 1020, that's kind of where that is. If you're finishing well at tournaments, like because if ratings just always sucked, like if they were just always bad, then the guys that are consistently playing well would have really bad ratings, but they don't. So like if you just play good disc golf, like you're gonna qualify for USDGC, you're gonna qualify for playoffs.
Yeah.
Like I think if we give power to the ratings, and this is on the manufacturers too, they shouldn't be giving power to the ratings
doesn't make
either.
sense. Well, it made sense in an era where you couldn't have all the best players in one spot.
Right.
In an era where
We don't need it anymore.
exactly, because in an era where I was sponsoring this player in North Carolina and this player in California wants me to sponsor them, they're never going to play each other in the old era. Only way I can compare them is ratings. That was all I had, which is basically like the golf handicap. It'd basically be like if TaylorMade was like, you got to be better, like scratch or better to even be considered.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense because the tour exists. And they can be like, you need to be on tour. Disc golf, we now have a tour that exists, and the best players in the world are consistently on tour.
Yeah.
So rating, like, that's where I think rating should exist for AMs like me. I still get excited when I look at my rating going up or down, but I have the context of knowing I need to play certain events I want my rating to go up because it's going to suck if not. That's why I think when you get to 1,000, that's a good threshold. 1,000 plus rated. There's guys on tour that are right at 1,000 rated. Scott Stokely, I think, is 1,004 rated. So, like, that's a good threshold to know you aren't going to get to 1,000 rated, period, no matter what ratings look like, and be a bad disc golfer.
Right.
Period. That's not going to happen. You might go out, play one tournament, get 1,000 rated, and not be a real rating.
But you're good.
But you're still good enough to shoot 1,000 rated round. You're not going to get 1,000 rated and be a bad disc golfer. So I think 1,000 plus is just like once you get there, if you want it next to your name, just says 1,000 plus. Yeah. But then the qualification of like a big tour contract or not is like, sorry, you just didn't qualify. You don't have a tour card yet.
I get this feeling that the PDGA these days.
Well, the issue is they paid so much stupid money for this rating they can't
and
let
also,
it die.
I think I think the PDGA, like they can feel their grip on the sport loosening perhaps because the Pro Tour is, people are never going to care that much about the governing body. As far as like what gets the spotlight, like the tour is going to get the spotlight. They don't have the tour, people are, whisper about we need to separate rules even. And if they lose that, then like so I think ratings is like one of the last things they have that like we own the ratings, we get to control them and like players care about them. And that's one of the big reasons they'll never change them. I mean, I literally
Players don't care, I don't think, anymore.
One of them does.
Yeah, but Big Germ,
he cares.
What I've seen like maybe 1-2 posts all year.
You're right. No,
of my rating.
I'm just saying clearly there's still some out there that do.
If someone broke the like ceiling, like if Eagle got to 1070 rated, there'd be a post about it. 100%.
I think they like that, and like like I said, I've literally talked to Nate Heinold this year, and like he said, they're not changing the ratings. They're not gonna change. So I don't know. I think I agree with you. I think that once you get to a certain point, they just shouldn't matter because I don't think they're accurate enough. I think once you're on the tour, like we shouldn't be Like if I'm a manufacturer and I'm sponsoring touring players, I'm not looking at ratings. I'm looking at their average finishing
Well, because
place.
also what's confusing nowadays is we talked about ratings inflation previously. But Brody made a good point on debate night the other night. With the tour getting so much better, ratings are actually going down on tour.
Yeah.
Because they've trimmed the fat so much. The rando 9, the top players needed the 920 rated player to come shoot 30 over par.
Right.
That doesn't happen as much on tour now. And how you can see it is the best rated player in the world is 1049.
Right.
Well, Eagle might be in 1050. Let me look at Eagle. I'm looking at GMC is how I got to that.
We were all up in the 1050s.
There was the 1050 boys.
Yeah.
Eagle McMahon is 1055. So Eagle, but he hasn't played all year.
I know, that's crazy
so
though.
He seems like I wonder. Can I go to? How do you get to stats? Player rank. Player.
Are you looking at his ratings history?
No, I want to just go. No, okay, that's not what I want to do. Dang it. No, there's a way to just like player search maybe. Sort by rating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it goes 1055 down to 1049. So Eagle's the only player in the 1050 rated at all.
Who the heck is Andrew Simmons? Is that guy that played that one event? Has he kept it the whole time?
He's played one event.
He
Flex start
in Texas.
Flex start in 2021 and just never played another
Yeah,
event.
he kept it.
Yeah.
Respect.
I would have done the same thing.
Respect. Yeah.
Dang straight. He's
Huge.
1044 rated and he's never playing again.
Huge move. Well, I mean, even if I played again, I'd play under a fake
different
name. Yeah.
I wonder, do you think Andrew Simmons has 2?
Oh my gosh, search Andrew Simmons. That's crazy. Surely not.
No.
There is
But
other Andrew
that's
Simmons.
in California and North Carolina.
So what?
This one's after Andrew
You can
Simmons.
put down any address you
No,
want.
this is from Nova Scotia, Canada.
Has he played in Texas? Is there any other
No.
any of those other accounts played in Texas?
Well, this one's before him. Do you think he started a new account just for that? This one has played in 2022, but no, he's in North
Okay.
Carolina. So just Andrew Simmons did not do what we would have done.
he might be playing under a fake name.
That's true.
Maybe he's
Should
Drew
I search
Simmons. Search Drew Simmons.
Oh,
Oh, we're gonna get him red-handed.
no.
Oh, that would have been crazy.
That would have been wild. But yeah, so the ratings, like that's another thing. Is do we really think that players in today's field are worse than they were a few years ago?
No, they're a lot better.
But since Ricky and Paul aren't consistently winning, their rating isn't as high.
Yeah, no, I think
Even though they're technically, I would argue, probably better players, the field just gotten so much better.
yeah.
And so, like a few years back, you put Gannon Burr of this year into a 2019 field. He's 1050 rated,
Easily.
and now he just broke 1040.
Yeah.
So that's where ratings just.
It's a much slower climb.
The
too.
more you look at ratings, the less you like them. That's just how it is. And Jeremy Coley, I thought, he did make a good point. At least, like, if we are keeping the ratings, if we want to change them, whatever, it is true to get from 12 to 13 under is a lot harder than to get from 2 over to 1 over
Now, why do you say that?
in the grand scheme of things.
Why do you say that? Because they both involve a birdie.
One's more impressive of a round.
But you're not. That's not what you said. You said getting from 12 to 13 and getting from +2 to +1. You have to do the same thing. Make a birdie on a certain hole.
But in the grand scope of the round, it's a lot harder to get from 12 under to 13 under at a course. Because that means you got 13 birdies versus you need 1 birdie.
Right, but what is he saying
He's saying that
exactly?
the higher, exactly what I just said. A
So
player
he's
who
saying
shoots 12
basically.
under,
So he's saying basically, as you shoot further under par, it should do this.
yes, the
Okay.
amount of between ratings points should increase, so that the lower you get below par, the
Yeah,
better your
that
rating
makes
is.
sense to me. That makes sense.
Because essentially, like for example, let's just do this. Hole 18 could be the easiest birdie on the course
Yeah.
in the world, right? You go into it at 2 over and you get to 1 over. I go into it at 12 under and get to 13 under. Yes, that one stroke was just as easy for us to accomplish. But I shot so much of a better round.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Like the further under par you get, it does like it
Gets harder and harder and harder because like I might have strung 12 birdies in a row and I have to get 18.
Yeah.
If you're on a 12 birdie streak and you need that last one, that's way harder than I'm 2 over par, my round sucks.
It makes sense. This is just why though. Like it's so
It shouldn't
golf
matter.
is so hard to quantify like this to like put down to one number. Like, I mean, this is why like chess, for example, like they use like an ELO system.
That's why you just did the ELO.
Right, which is like makes more sense to me than like this, just like trying to come up with this magical number.
Yeah, because ELO, like we could just go with a dominance index. Like at least that is a magical number. Now, how they get there is more confusing than how you get to the ratings, but at least
you're getting it.
At least
there
it's
by
like
beating other players.
you're saying I'm number 1 in the world. People aren't posting, oh, Kristen Tatar's dominance index went up again. But Kristen Tatar is making a post. My dominance index is 124.46, highest of all time. It's like, no, I'm number one player in the world.
The dominance index,
That's
I
the post.
think the UDisc like world rankings in about 5 years are going to look really good once they have time to like for the tour to like settle into them a bit. I think they already look pretty good. I mean, they're like
Joel Freeman jumped up into number 10 in the world.
as the season has gone on, the UDisc rankings have gotten better and better to where like the more confusing placements are not quite as bad.
No.
Like, players have had their chance. Like Brody was one of the ones that was like criminal because
yeah, and he's in 50th now.
And
it's probably still low, but it's a lot closer.
Yeah, he was like in the 70s for a while. 50 is a lot closer. He would be anywhere from that 40 to 50 range. That makes sense.
Yeah. And I think, like you're saying, the more data you give this dominance index, the better it's going to be overall. And I think it's just a easy thing to look at instead of being like, oh, Eagle McMahon's 1055 rated. Instead, it's like, oh, Ricky Wysocki's the number one player in the world.
It's true. True life.
And it's also way easier to debate that. Like, I don't think Ricky's number one in the world. I think it's so-and-so.
Did the new U.S. tour rankings come out on the PDGA?
Oh, you're right. Let's look at that. Great. You know what, Trevor?
Pulled that one
Great
out
job,
there.
Great job, Trevor. This is why you're on this stinking podcast, bud.
Yeah, man.
Bub.
You just earned your spot.
Yes.
Player rankings. 2022 initially, world rankings made their return.
I saw a link to the U.S. tour rankings below them.
Yeah, but I don't think they use that anymore. Do they now?
I think they do. I think they have a world ranking and a U.S. tour ranking.
Which one's more frequently updated?
That was just updated.
All right, so Ricky Wysocki still the number one in the world. Paul's number 2, Calvin 3, Chris 4, Matteo 5. And then we have Kristen, Paige, Kat, Own, Val.
Now, where do they
Hano.
toss Eagle in this one is where I'm kind of curious because these ones have a lot more to do with
Eagle's in
finishing
11th.
place. See, and I kind of respect that. I kind of respect the U.S. tour ranking.
Because this is all Worlds, Champions Cup, USDGC, Elite Series average, ratings factored in. They still have him at 1050 rated. Did Ricky's rating update? I just looked at him. It's just 1049. Wins,
Flawed.
podiums, top 10, and then the average of all those together is what gives you the thing.
I think these ratings are a lot more simple to process. They just don't update them very often.
Only after major events.
Yeah.
What qualifies somebody to be in the U.S. ratings?
If you've played in these events.
Yeah.
Just playing. Okay.
Let's
It's
see
just
where,
a competitive ranking system to UDisc. It's
to
that's
see
all
the
it is.
randomness, let's see where they have. Say, have Brody 43rd. So pretty similar to 50th.
Similar, yeah.
And Yuli was 49th in the US in the UDisc rankings, 47th in the US Tour rankings. So pretty similar. Pretty
I don't
similar.
know if anybody pays attention to these rankings. though.
No, no one talks about them. We are now. Now everyone's gonna pay attention to them. You're welcome.
Yep. Because like on the broadcast, they talk about. Do they even talk about the world rankings at all?
Not really.
Yeah, they don't.
No.
It's like they're just not willing to give. But I mean, they're like basically co-broadcasting with UDisc. So.
I mean, they should. I think they could at least talk about the Pro Tour standings more.
Yeah, they don't. Or on the broadcast, they don't really talk about like world rankings, standings, like anything like that. Really.
It would be cool. Like if I was a tournament director, I'd be announcing like UDisc right now has Ricky's number one player in the world. That'd be the first thing I'd say.
Yeah.
It's like the current number one player in the world, 2-time world champ. You know, someone tweeted at me and said, "Can we talk about Ricky being washed up?"
Wow.
And I was like, "What
He's
the
had
heck does
3
that mean?"
wins this year.
And they said because their reasoning was he hasn't won a major since 2017. They said
That's a good point.
that's a 5-year drought. Now,
That is a
is
good
that
point.
true?
Well,
sounds true.
I would say the problem with that is that the real issue there is that he doesn't win US. Like he can't win it. So like he's basically
Are you saying he literally like? Are you willing to go on record saying he cannot win the US?
it's just been his
USDGC?
history is what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't think he can. I think he can win USDGC for some reason. He hasn't in his very good career.
And he
of
doesn't
disc
typically
golf.
come very close, does he?
He had the one where he was gonna.
He
had a
was
chance
gonna
to
win in
catch Big
2016.
Germ.
We're just gonna
true,
call
true,
it.
true,
He
true.
won 2016. He's a 2016 US champ. No,
messed up, dude.
no, he was the one
Co-champion.
who was like Big Germ, and Germ said he wanted the final day because Germ was gonna have to fight off Ricky in 2016.
Would have been very.
It would have been
crazy.
very good.
The sidearm battle.
2016 co-champion.
That was the year we were on there, and they forgot we were out there. Had us playing a Hurricane Matthew. Yeah, 2017 Worlds was the last one he won, June of 2017. He won Aussie Open in January that year, and then Worlds in June. Those.
It's hard to. I mean, it's hard to win majors.
Now, what is the PDGA Championship? Happened in 2011. Was a major.
I think I saw that before, and I think the format was funky.
It was at IDGC.
I saw this once because I was looking at
Website.
somebody's stats.
PDGA Major held on 3 championship courses. Round 1. Screening of Chains, the movie, Friday night. What is that?
No shot. That movie actually came out.
They had a screening of it Friday night.
You never saw it was like a documentary.
I saw
Chains.
the trailer, I think,
Yeah,
on YouTube.
I saw the trailer like way back in the day, and I never thought it came out.
They must have screened it.
If that
Came out in
movie-
2011.
Let me be clear. If that movie actually exists somewhere still to this day, and anybody knows how to get a copy, please let me know. Like
They had
I saw
screening
that
of it
trailer so
in
many times.
2011.
You got Ken Climo, Nate Dawes talk about how, yeah, we're in the newspaper, man. You see that right next to the U.S. Open. It's the greatest thing ever.
They had round 2 and 3 on Saturday, round 4 on Sunday, and then the finals on Sunday.
Well, was it a major?
Yeah.
So they must have been in their attempt at
This is the Champions Cup. They brought it back. It was previously called the PDGA Championship. And it's
wonder
kind of
why.
a sick logo. I want a shirt with that on it.
Yeah, that looks good.
Imagine that on a dad hat, huh?
Why did they cancel that?
I don't know.
Wait.
PDGA Championship.
I need to
Ricky
scoop.
won it in 2011.
Imagine winning a fake major, bro.
Well, he also won the Japan Open, doesn't exist anymore. The Aussie Open that doesn't exist anymore. The European Masters, it was Disc Golf World Tour event that doesn't exist anymore. So
Dang, he has all the.
that's
fake
the only
majors.
problem with the current state of disc golf is there's so many majors that just don't exist. Konner,
Konner
Aussie
PDGA is
Open.
the ultimate fake major.
I know. R.I.P. Konner.
At least Eagle won European Open, so you can't say he hasn't won a major anymore.
It's true. No, I listen. I got rid of my Eagle McMahon shtick after last year. Like, yeah, he's got that dog in him for sure. Yeah.
All right, time for fan favorite segment.
This Chains trailer
If I
is
see-
my favorite thing I've ever seen.
yeah,
It's
baby.
incredible. Sound of the Chains, baby. Nothing better.
Yeah,
Oh,
let me
just love that
you know
sound
what?
of the
Before we get
Chains.
into Trevor's trivia, let's just search Chains, the movie.
I've been down this road, my guy.
It takes a while to get down there.
Came out in 1989. Was similar to Assault on Precinct 13.
That's not it.
The Warriors where the waves.
You did that thing again where you don't add disc golf to a search query and just act like it's going to bring up what you're looking for.
Well,
Like,
you should title it something: Chains movie disc golf trailer, Chains the movie disc golf documentary on a Facebook
I mean,
page.
I'm going to faint by watching this. It's like,
it's incredible.
it's just half a second by half a
Last thing they
second of
posted
people
was
throwing.
Brody Smith and Avery Jenkins video. Should I just DM them and say like, "Hey,
I don't know.
did this movie ever come out?"
Oh, they have a website. Look to the left. They have a website.
ChangeTheMovie.com. It's gone. Can't be reached. It's gone.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's nowhere. I don't think you can find it anymore. It was
13
just
comments.
it was just like during that.
Awesome trailer. Gave me
Someone will
goosebumps.
tell us. Someone will tell
It was
us.
during that era where like Doss was kind of taking over.
August
and
30th,
Feldberg.
2011. Saw there was supposed to be a screening for this during Worlds.
I just love it.
Anyone know about it? How it came off? Is it available for purchase somewhere? Preview looks cool. I saw it. This person saw it. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't what I expected. It was 2 movies in one, really. One about disc golf in its beginning, and then one about Nate Dawson Val. It was really long, but he still had a bunch of editing to do on it. In the speech before the premiere, I thought he said he was going to submit it to Sundance. I don't think it's what anyone expected. I talked to the guy like a month before Worlds, and the product I watched wasn't what he described to me. I don't know. I'm trying not to smash on the guy or movie. I have no clue what it takes to make a movie at all, but there's definitely something there. Oh, the guy who was associated with Vibram in some way.
It's a lost footage. It's the lost footage, man. We need
Gotta
it.
get this thing.
Gotta get it. I just know there's this clip where Ken Climo's throwing these like so ugly putts like he used to, but he's making them. He's like, that's what they're gonna be dealing with all day out there.
Apparently, the guy who produced it is Derek Hastings, who's won as many Emmys as Nate has won world titles. Fascinating. And he said, don't worry, the documentary is solid. As far as Vibram's concerned, Steve Dodge invested in the project through Vibram Disc Golf. So send
This
props
thing
and
is
good
out
karma
there
his way.
somewhere.
This exists.
I need the footage.
Gosh darn, someone has it. Someone in the comments, I know you have it. Give it to us. Change the movie.
That's incredible.
It's been a few years. Can you purchase it on DVD or stream it
That was one of my
somewhere?
favorite disc golf like videos on YouTube. Like
So Ian So it's been a few years since I heard about changing purchase. Ian from Central Coast 7 years ago, he said, yeah, that ish is never coming out. Dude can't get money to buy the music rights. At least that's what I've heard. Someone said, and I heard his hard drive crashed in as well, and he didn't have any backups. There's no chance
That
true.
can't be it.
Please don't let that be true.
That is so funny if that's actually what happened. His hard drive. He couldn't buy the music rights and his hard drive crashed. And what did his house blow up too?
So
like
it's basically just if you were at Worlds in 2011, you got to see
no,
something.
if you were at the PDGA
and at
championship.
Worlds.
Oh,
there's,
and
there's
Worlds.
screenings at both. Double screening. You've seen something we want. Talk to us.
Pull it out of your memory.
All right, time for Trevor's Trivia. Fan favorite segment. You're all excited. We're excited. Konner,
I'm
focus.
excited.
All right.
What you got?
Did you guys go to? Never mind.
Shush.
Did we go where?
Nowhere.
What?
I don't even know what he's talking about.
What are you talking about?
He just interrupted me. All right, this segment is called When Was It Made?
When was it made?
When was it made?
I dove back in
1989.
2007.
Beach ball.
Was it 2007?
I made
Because I've kind of been on one lately.
I made a list of discs and like when they were approved, PDGA approved, and
Yeah.
we're gonna see who can guess the closest to each one, and as many years as you are off
Closest
as a point.
without going over, or just closest?
We'll just say closest.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. First one up is the
we'll just say
Destroyer.
closest.
And you guys are both guessed. Destroyer. is
Destroyer.
first.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Hunter. I don't. Some of these.
2000. It was pre-Avery Destroyers. We know that. So 2007.
That is literally what I guessed, Hunter. Remember? I'm gonna say 2005.
It's 2007.
Oh,
So I was right.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
I'm pretty sure Konner and I are like mentally connected because he's done what he just did there 3 times in the last like week. Yeah, it's getting scary.
I just said 2007 and it wasn't.
Well, you're 2 years off now.
Well, you're 2 years
man,
off
I
now.
should have won.
All right, next-
I called dibs
no.
on that.
Next is the buzz. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, we haven't. I freaking forgot.
Yeah, I can't remember either. I'm gonna
You're
stop.
gonna hear me breathing.
I want to say
What do you not want to say?
I'm gonna say I might be way off here.
Okay.
Probably am. I'm gonna say 2012. 2011.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 2008.
2003.
Wow.
I was
I mean,
thinking.
I feel, for some reason I remember, and I think
10-year
this is
buzzes came out a long time
yeah,
ago.
That's
I
what- for
knew,
some reason I
knew,
remember-
Go ahead.
I thought 10-year buzzes came out last year for some
Well,
reason.
2012 will be this year. 10-year buzz would come out this year.
That's why I changed it to 2011.
Did he?
Yeah, I
He
did.
did.
Oh.
It doesn't matter. But
Because I was thinking new 10-year buzzes. I remember Trevor saying 20-year buzzes are getting kind of close, but I couldn't remember like how close they were. So I just went 2007. So I was like, or 2000. What did I say? 8.
2008.
I was like, that's getting kind of close.
but it
10-year
was
buzzes.
2003.
The Zone I think came out in 2008.
I think so. All right. Next we have the Berg.
I remember my brother throwing it a while ago, and it was relatively new at that time. So I'm gonna go 2015.
That is literally what I was gonna say.
But you didn't say it, did you?
No, I didn't.
All right.
Can guess the same thing.
No, I'm gonna go 2013.
It's 2015.
Oh my gosh, it's not fair.
What'd you say?
It is fair. It's completely fair.
What did you say?
2013.
And what year is it?
2015.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm smacking you right now.
That is so funny.
5
I
to
literally
12.
was going to say
And
2015.
5 is the better score.
Five. I got 5. You got 12.
The next is the Envy.
My turn.
Yep.
Shoot. I have no idea. I don't know anything about MVP history.
Better brush up on your books then, my guy.
I need to brush up on my books. I need to brush off my books. I do have the MVP encyclopedia.
I'm ready.
I bet you are. Well, I'm going to go first.
Good. You need to.
I'm going to say... Did it come out before the Berg? It had to have. Didn't have to.
Did it?
2014.
Ooh. I'm going to go 2012.
It is 2014.
Nice, Konner. Nice.
That was really big for me. I needed that today.
Nice. All right. Next is the original P2, and that is obviously the first one, not the one that just came out. I believe this is their
2010.
first mold.
Oh, 2011.
The answer is 2007.
Dang.
I got another point on you.
Silly goose.
I can't remember how old Discmania was.
Hunter still has a 6-year lead. We have quite a
That's
few.
nothing.
We have 4 left, though. Next, we have.
I never
This is a
give
tough
up.
one here. The Pure.
That's the thing you need to know about
The
me. I
Pure.
never give up.
Oh,
The
good luck.
Pure.
That is tough.
Good luck, Konner. I think Climo threw this.
Oh, yeah?
Ken Climo actually did win his first world title with a Pure. Not many people. Wait a
Yeah, he
second,
played
I
a
was
Pure
supposed to
only
give that
round.
away.
He played a Pure only round.
Yeah.
It was super
I'm going to
pure.
go 2016.
Okay.
I'm going to go 2008.
It's 2009.
I suck. I suck buns.
It was one of Latitude's first molds, I think.
I did not know
I
that.
only know that it's old because I have a very old Pure.
Yes, I remember it being. I remember
don't
it being
know-
older than I
Connor,
thought.
you just should have remembered that super old Pure I got, man.
I don't remember you getting an old Pure. I'm not going to lie.
You're not a really good friend then.
I don't know.
All right.
I know so little about trilogy.
Next, we have The Rock.
The Rock.
Rock of Ages.
Probably 2020.
That's
your
not my
guess?
guess.
That's not my
guess.
answer,
Yeah.
but it's your turn to go first.
Hey, is it my turn to go first?
Yep. Because I embarrassed myself in the last one, and I.
It's a rock. 1995.
Oh yeah, you think so?
No.
It's 1998.
The answer is 1987.
All right. I was gonna say 1990,
That's
but I was like,
so long ago.
I was gonna say 1990, but I was like, I don't know how old this
I
disc
don't-
is. I know it's old,
That is so long ago.
so I'm smoking you more
Yeah,
now.
I'm not even going to
Dude,
keep
come on,
going at this
man.
point.
He's not even keeping points anymore. It's over.
We have 2 more. Next is The Force.
Dead man walking.
Next is The Force. Maybe Hunter will say it was made in the 60s and you'll have a chance.
Look at me in the
If
eye.
you guess the last
Look
2
at
on
me
the dot, you win, Connor.
1965.
If Connor, how about this?
I'll give it to him.
Hunter's done playing.
Oh.
If Connor guesses the next 2 in a row,
Can I play for fun?
yes, you can guess after him.
I'm not gonna guess them on the dot.
If you do, you win though. You never know. You guessed before you even knew my question. You guessed the first one,
I need that. I need
and then you
that.
second guessed
Yeah,
yourself.
don't
and
even
didn't
tell
pick
me
it.
the disc. I'm just gonna guess them
It's
both
the
right
Force. It's the Force is the first one.
now. The Force. So the Buzz came out in 2003.
Yeah.
And the Force is already out at that time.
Are you joking me?
Yep. I don't actually know when the Force came out, so don't listen to a word I'm saying.
Okay. I don't know. That didn't help me because I don't know when the Force
Excuse
came
me.
out.
Jeez. That hurt.
This man just threw up.
Did you just say dude man just threw up?
He said Diz man.
Dude man.
I don't know if the Force came out before the Buzz or after the Buzz.
Okay.
I
sick.
feel as if it came out after the Buzz because they have the things like the Pulse and the whatever the other one
Good
is.
strategy.
And I feel like that came out before the Buzz. So I'm gonna say the Force 2010.
Good guess. 2008. Good
Not
guess.
bad.
I didn't
Oh.
get to guess.
Well, Hunter
Sorry.
Hunter
The
guessed
last
the
one's
60s.
the Polecat.
The Polecat? Oh, that came out a while ago, like 1642.
I'm gonna say is not my guess first.
It's
I'll
not
oh
your
no, I already
No,
won. 1999.
99.
I'll give you a shot there. 'cause, like if it came out in 2020,
Came out pretty soon. It was not long ago. It was like 3 years ago.
Are you making a joke?
yeah,
I threw a Polecat longer than 3 years ago.
you actually bought one as soon as it came out. So just remember when you threw it.
Oh, yeah. So probably
Here, Connor, I'll give you a hint.
give me a hint.
It was in the 1900s.
Haha, I'm kind of close.
All right, give me another hint.
It was in
was a
the
third digit.
90s.
Ah, I'm very close.
All right. One more hint.
It was 1994.
1994.
You got it.
You got 5 back.
My
on
fingers were crossed. I win.
Nope.
You play a game with your fingers crossed, you win.
Oh.
No.
You guys gonna faint? Because I think I might.
You can.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
It's all the
I ran
exhaust
into Kent
from
last
the.
night
Yeah.
and his dad,
You what?
and I saw his Corvette.
Do you know that we're still on a podcast right
Yeah,
now?
I just remembered.
I sneeze. the
What?
All right. Just because I said I was going to fade doesn't mean we have to get silly.
I wasn't trying to. I was trying to say Pro Tour. I said the Purple.
I forgot to bring
2022 disc
the
golf,
trash can out to the road today. I just had to get that off my chest.
Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship has announced that the tournament is staying in Charlotte, but is being moved. I believe Hornets Nest has like some construction renovation going on, so they cannot do it there.
Dang.
So they moved it across the city, not really a few minutes away, to Nevin Park.
Oh, Nevin's good.
Nevin's not
like
tour
Nevin.
good, but they
It was good,
did
but
say
yeah, I
that
don't know
the
if it
course
was
will be
tour.
undergoing
It's fun.
changes, including new tee pads, fairway cleaning, and hole tweaks before the event. So we can't judge it.
Good for Nevin. They just get
till
the
we
tour
see
in
it.
town and they're getting like new
Yeah,
tee
that's
pads
sick.
and everything.
Yeah, we can't judge Nevin until we see what they did to Nevin. But
Because the thing about
I'm excited about that.
Nevin as is not tour
my thing
championship.
was with
No, it's
Hornets
not.
Nest is like I didn't even think Hornets Nest to me was never like that great. However, the open holes at Hornets Nest, what they did with them for the Pro Tour, like the special layout they would do, made that course pretty solid because you had a pretty good hybrid mix, and the wooded holes were okay. So Hornets Nest like sufficed. I mean, it was a pretty good course. Hornets Nest is a pretty good course, but Nevin, yeah, was fun. But like, I don't remember thinking like, oh, this is the Tour Championship.
Yeah,
like it's just funny.
It's a fun course.
It's just odd to me, and I get that like this was not their first choice, but we're talking about like the biggest event like in the tour, like in as far as like money is involved, and like it's the postseason, and like why are we going to a course that isn't even like
I think
ready?
I think they just want it in Charlotte.
I think they're desperate to keep it in Charlotte, which is I don't know why.
Here's a question.
Clearly they don't care that much about
Here-
spectators because they're some of their
Well, also,
events
is
are in the
Nevin
middle
going to
of
be that
nowhere.
good for spectators?
That's
No,
what I'm saying. Like, it's not
not.
going to be good for spectators, like gallery wise.
No.
There'll be no holes that like are.
Here's a
super
question
open.
for our local Charlotte aficionado:
Uh-huh.
Is there a tour level course in Charlotte?
You know, honestly, I was thinking about that just then. And I was thinking, Angry Beaver could be good.
Oh.
But no, hold on, I'm
Hate
not
that
done.
course.
But then I remember there's so many holes on the back nine that just aren't good holes. Like, they're just really bad holes. Like, not good fairways. So I don't think that that's an option. I think Hornets Nest was the best option in Charlotte for a tour champion course.
I've heard whispers of like pros moving there. Well, there are
There's
pros
a lot of
already
pros
moving
moving
there,
there.
but like I've heard whispers of like
Setting up disc golf
them
complexes.
starting up complexes there, and like that'd be great because like Charlotte deserves to have a like New London situation like we have here, where like they get a course in that's like legit tour ready. Like they need that in that area because it is so populated with disc golfers.
Well, when you play
Now, I have
Charlotte
heard-
courses,
Or at least just like one that's like within an hour of Charlotte.
Yeah.
Like
I do have a little insight here. The place that I actually went to high school, the community college attached to it, had a disc golf course that was very good. I used to play it all the time. It was one of my favorite courses. I've heard from Molt that that they've done a ton of like remodeling on that course, and it's now really good. Like it was really good, but they made it like harder and like more professional. And
Interesting.
so
That's
I want to go check that course
the
out really
tough
bad
part with
next
the
time in
tour
Charlotte.
courses is like they have to be so long.
Yeah,
So you just
you
need so
need a
much
lot of
space.
land.
Yeah.
Yeah, this does have a lot of land.
Nevin
what I'm
though,
talking
like
about.
as much as it was like we had a fun time there, I'd have to go
It's a
back and
very
watch
fun
it again
course.
to like remember. But it was fun. But like, it's not gonna like nobody's gonna be like, man, this course is so sick. Like it was just a good course, but
Yeah.
it's not like
well, I feel like
there's nothing flashy about it.
Charlotte
Yeah.
is very North Carolina disc golf esque, which means like tight woods a lot of times.
Hole 18 is kind of crazy. The hole we wanted on
yeah.
there, that'd be interesting. See if they make
and
that
I
harder.
think that tight woods just doesn't play well on tour, in my opinion. I think it makes like because it makes disc golf hard, but it makes it hard in a way that's not fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like hit early trees, scramble a lot.
Yeah,
Like
I would rather see
I'd rather see like
hybrid courses. I don't mind a few holes of that, but I don't
Yeah.
want to see a whole course of. Just
I
tight woods.
like you step up and you got to hit like a tight 300-foot tunnel shot after you just play like 4 open holes. Because then it makes
Yeah.
that hole way harder, and it's like a one-off. If someone's scrambling, it could still blow up on the hole, but it's
Well,
not like
And I like wooded golf to where the fairways,
I like letting a disc
They
fly
could
in
do
the woods.
Renaissance.
The fairways are a little bit
Renaissance is
wider.
kind of like that.
because like you play like New London, for example, or even there are holes at Northwoods like this to where the fairways are plenty wide. You're gonna hit the fairway, but then where the woods comes into play is if you fade out or turn it over, and then you're in the woods and you have to scramble.
The rough
I'd rather,
woods.
Yeah, I'd rather see the rough being the woods rather than I'm just gonna
fairway.
hit. Yeah, I'm gonna hit trees like directly in front of me.
Renaissance, like Rennie Gold's,
Yeah.
isn't that kind of gimmicky slightly?
Yeah.
It is slightly. That's I feel
That
like
like
there's
triple island hole.
There's a
there is
lot of
crazy.
courses. That's why
I
I'm.
remember it.
The one where there's
Yeah,
a ladder to
that
get into
one's
the
awesome.
gorge.
That one's awesome.
Oh, yeah, and you got to throw like a
bro.
yeah.
They're like big islands.
That's what I'm saying. There's
Yeah.
a lot of courses in Charlotte that have more potential, I think, than Nevin. Nevin, no matter what you do, it's gonna be a wooded course. While there's a lot of courses like Renaissance Gold or the one that I'm talking about at that SBCC is what's called, I don't remember what it's called, Dry Creek, I think.
What about R.L. Smith?
But yeah, and I think R.L. Smith is closed down. It does not
Really?
exist anymore. Yeah. I believe that is the case.
That sucks.
But R.L.
honestly,
Smith is
because that was a pretty
wooded
good
as
course,
well.
huh?
But like all these courses, they could, if, with a little effort, be turned into a good half wooded, half open course. But Nevin, you can't do that with.
I'm mostly surprised that they didn't go to a golf course, just because that would have been probably their easiest solution. However, I
All
think
the golf courses in Charlotte are nice as frick, though.
well, yeah, and I think they probably just wanted to keep the identity. I guess they like the identity of that event being like Charlotte Carolina Woods Golf, which is like
Well, they probably also don't want another golf course.
yeah.
Hornets Nest wasn't really Carolina Woods Golf, though, I feel
Not
like.
until the back nine.
But even
The
then,
back
it's not.
nine was.
There's a few holes of it.
There's not a lot of
Pretty much-
elevation.
Pretty much the back nine is wooded. Once,
But
you
there's
get-
not a lot of
But it's not like
elevation,
it's
though.
not like you, when I think Carolina Woods, I don't think Hornets Nest.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
When I get to the back nine,
Nevin is more
the
Carolina
Nevin
Woods.
is more.
Anyways, but it should still be a good time, and they've got enough time to make some changes, and it sounds like they're putting several new tee pads and doing it. So we can't really judge the course, even though we just did
It'll be
until
interesting
we
to
see it.
see because now we're going to a new course. You know, we've seen like the same guys really have success at Hornets Nest. Dickerson, Kevin Jones. Obviously, last year was Nathan Queen, but I'll be curious to see like if we get a new winner or like new guys. I mean, it's similar style golf, but it's a different course, you know, and that makes a difference. So.
Yeah. While I was perusing the Reddit, like I typically do if I don't have a lot of topics to talk about, I found this thing that says random thing you might not know about disc golf number 2.
Ooh.
Apparently did number 1. I can find that if you find this interesting. And these are just some random facts that are kind of cool. In 2006, Quest AT, do you remember them?
No.
Quest discs.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
They approved 23 discs in 2006.
Wow.
Yeah. Quest had discs approved at a rate almost 2 discs per month. It's the record for any single brand in a year. Who do you think is second for most discs approved in a month?
In a month,
MVP.
Or in a year, excuse
year.
me.
MVP.
MVP?
Prodigy.
Prodigy's is second at
Dang.
18. Who's
Give me
third?
that.
Who's third?
I guess it's not MVP because he probably would have said it.
Discmania.
Did you look at his list?
No, I swear to you.
Discmania's third.
I'm thinking of companies that got
2021.
going quick.
2021 was the third. When they had 14 in 2021 because of the evolution and active line.
That makes sense.
Okay, we'll give you one more, Konner. One more shot here. Who do you think is fourth? You can answer too, Trevor.
Oh, I thought it was only for him.
No, I'm giving them a chance to beat you.
Do we give? We know
Who's fourth?
Who's fourth?
Quest AT, Prodigy, Discmania, and then this company.
And the question is what?
Infinite.
Infinite. Who made the most discs in 1 year? Fourth on the list. Who got the most approved?
Discraft.
I know my second
Discraft?
guess.
Yeah, because I feel like Discraft
Both
came
are
out with
incorrect.
So many
It's
new
like
molds.
Dynamic.
No.
We just keep going. Castplast.
No.
Innova.
Yep.
Okay.
It was the year of the 3 molds. So they got their AVR 3, Gator 3, all that.
I was thinking the like awake what would you call it? The like reawakening of Discraft recently whenever they started releasing a bunch of molds. You know?
So, then the number 2 thing on this list, this is one of the best sources for disc information is a defunct Swedish website. I never heard of this website.
What?
It says, you know you're talking to an old disc golf nerd if they know what discgolfsweden.se was. So it was during that time, the Swedes who ran the site, Peter Bigby, Thomas Ekstrom, Jonas Gruden, Jonas Loff, Kjell Solden. Butchering all these.
Just insert Swedish name here.
Well, Thomas Ekstrom's the big one because he was the designer for Latitude, I believe. They created a large source of useful disc golf information. What made it special was their disc database. It didn't just contain disc dimensions. It also contained information about each and every disc that you could find information about. They archived invaluable information about niche brands that would have been unsearchable without them. You can't access their database through the Internet Archives anymore, but there's a lot of good to be found on Snapchats of the site. Here's a few things you can highlight to read from. I pulled the site up because the site's apparently gone, so you have to go to like Web Archive, like a way back machine, to like look at it, and it's pretty cool. West Side Aces trio new disc today, and this is 2016. It looks like West Side came out with some new discs.
What happened to the site?
Probably just no point to keep it up.
Dang, dude, let's bring it back.
Because apparently, like I think is kind of like disc golf course review, like how that had that forum and like everyone used that. I think that's what it was, right?
Now people use Reddit.
Yeah. And let's see.
DGCR is big.
Here's another one we can ask you some questions about. This is the 5th thing on his list. You can find them all on.
Did you guys have
Reddit.
disc golf scene accounts?
Yeah.
Like that you like put. Did you guys like put your bag together in it? I think I did.
I had an app.
I want to see if I can still find it. Go ahead, Hunter.
So the AVR is the longest continually produced disc.
Okay.
Of all the discs ever made, the AVR is the one that made the longest. It was PGA approved in 1984. And there's a few versions, but you can still buy the original or classic AVR, and it's still being produced today. What do you think is the second longest?
Wizard.
The second longest
Is
disc
it? I don't like the way you looked at me. Just
still in production. The Magnet.
Interesting, y'all both didn't go with Innova discs. The Stingray, 1987.
Because the Magnet's also 87.
When is the
I'm
Wizard?
almost positive.
I thought the Wizard was
93.
Too.
It's the Magnet.
93? I thought it was in the 80s.
That was the first disccraft disc to survive, and it served as a nice complement to the AVR back in the day.
I thought it was in the
It's the
80s.
5th on the list.
Okay.
The next one's the Rock. We just were asked about that.
Yeah.
What do you think of the one in between the Rock and the Magnet is? This is between 1989 and 1993.
The Gazelle.
Gazelle?
When did the the classic rock?
Or no, I know. I bet I know what it is.
What?
The Cobra?
Nope.
The Viper?
Nope.
King Cobra?
Nope.
The
What? No.
Crow?
No. It's a beadless. It's a beadless rock.
The Shark?
Yes.
Oh, the shark.
Wow, I didn't realize the
Came
Shark
out the
was that
same year
old.
as Rock. Both came out in 1989.
Ah.
Then you have the Magnet. How many discs approved before 1996 are still in production today, in constant production?
Before 19 what?
96.
Are still in constant production. Probably like
How many discs?
Probably like
We just said 5 of them.
probably like 20.
20. Approved before 1996, still in constant production, or have been in
10.
constant production.
10.
9.
Ooh,
Very close.
I win, Trevor.
The most recent, the
You are
latest
so
one was the
cool.
Blowfly,
Oh my gosh, I
1996.
just figured out.
Wow.
I just got into this account.
Fascinating stuff.
When
huh?
did the Wizard come out?
It was on the list.
Dang.
Can I
For some reason, in my head, it was super old.
I can find it. Is that a satisfying noise?
Yeah, it was.
It was approved in what year? I'm just make you guess. I like guessing
2008.
earlier.
Okay.
Keep guessing.
I was 2001,
Later.
2005,
Earlier.
Oh my gosh, I
2004.
found it.
Earlier.
2003,
Earlier.
2002.
Dude, you knew it.
Holy crap! I'm amazing.
You're a wizard, Konner.
I have my bag from this would have been in like 2014. It's still on my disc golf scene account. I had an Avery Jenkins Destroyer in there, and that was stock disc back then. I also had a Champion Groove in there. I had descriptions of what I did with them too.
Oh, heck yeah.
Dang.
This is insane.
Nerd alert.
I had my bag built out on a U-disc like 5 years ago. I feel.
I had, this is how many putters I had in my bag, allegedly. I had 3, this couldn't have been all in my bag at once. I had 3 KC Pro AVRs, a Yeti Pro AVR, a Judge, and a Magnet. How is that possible? Is this like every disc I own?
Yeah, you probably put every disc. you
I had
want in
almost all Innova, except for like a couple randos. That is fascinating.
there. That's very funny.
This was. Do you want to hear my bag?
No.
All right, like, no problem.
So yesterday I
Wait,
had
for
some.
real?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Konner.
Never mind.
No, dude, that's bullying. Go for it. Give us a few highlights.
I had two Yeti AVRs, a P2,
Dude, the Yeti AVRs were sick.
an R Pro AVR, a classic rock. I had an AVR 3. I had one, two.
AVR 3 is sick.
I had.
Y'all need to stop.
I really want to throw it again.
We have to do a video where Trevor and I played an AVR 3 only round.
I just want to throw it to know if I like it
I have
now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rocks in my bag. Mako 3, Gator, T-Bird, Leopard 3, Thunderbird,
you like
Firebird,
the AVR 3.
CD2,
Why do I like
PD,
AVR 3?
You should throw everything on hyzer.
Wraith,
Was it
Mamba.
If you threw it flat, it wasn't great.
I had 6 Destroyers and a Colossus.
Oh my gosh. And a Colossus.
I have 9 discs logged on UDisc. They were all like, I didn't have any in my bag. So I had all discs that I like threw a far shot with, and I wanted to measure how far it was. But this goes back a long way. Like I broke 300 for the first time on UDisc.
Dang.
So it was with my crate. I don't think it's on here. Yeah, right here. Blizzard crate, 319 feet. I threw it.
Dang.
As a forehand, I remember it. It was
Wow.
actually into the backyard of the house I now live in.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't think I could throw a forehand 319 feet now. I had an Archon on here, went 323 feet. Had a Destroyer go 496, liar. D1 go 476, a D3 go 458, a PD go 409, a Shrike go 611 feet. It was downhill, but I did get an Eagle. Turn go 486, and a Wraith.
Oh, those are
326. Those are my distance.
Dude, I've definitely got some like UDisc, like they can't be real distance.
611, I remember it was real. It was just downhill in a tournament.
Well, because my furthest throws are at east, so it's like slightly downhill a little
That's
bit.
where I threw 490 that Destroyer.
I've got one 574.
Yeah, baby.
With a D2. And like I remember I'm not like it's UDisc distance, so it's within like probably 20 feet accurate, but it's downhill tailwind. But this one landed across the road.
Yeah, it's a crush.
It's probably like a 500-foot throw.
It's a crush.
But yeah, it's definitely a little bit fake news.
All right, to wrap out the show, I want to do another quiz.
Okay.
I like quizzes.
I like the
quizzes.
Right now.
We're a quiz show.
This is welcome to Quizlet.
Excuse me, geez.
Excuse
So
me,
yesterday
geez.
I had free time,
Okay.
and so I went into our Discord. If you're not a member of our Discord, check the link in the description down below. And I added everyone, and I said, hey, got some free time right now.
I saw that. I was like, dang, Hunter must be bored.
DM me DM me what you're looking for in your bag, and I'll give you a disc recommendation. So
Okay.
I spent like an hour and a half straight of answering these. And the game I want to play is if you can guess what I recommended.
I
That's
love
a great
that.
idea.
Okay.
I definitely can.
So I'm gonna just start clicking
We
on.
do not think about this the same way.
I'm gonna start
Yeah, but
clicking
I think
on
I can think about how Hunter thinks.
some random.
I think
ones
I can
here.
think about Hunter thinks how he thinks.
So this person wanted a flippy driver that's a little more stable than a Nuke SS.
I also want to know, like,
I think you
was
said
there,
a wave. I think you said a wave.
A wave.
Was there business in mind when you were?
I only answer with distance stock. Yes.
Yeah, so there was
Oh,
business
okay.
in mind. You need, what did he say?
A flippy driver that's a little more stable than
I take
Nuke
mine
SS.
You said a trespass.
I did say a trespass.
Holy crap.
A wave I wouldn't have said
He
because I
just-
think that's
he
two
just put a
steps.
trespass
I think
in
that's
his
two
bag. It
steps
was fresh
too
in his
stable.
mind.
Okay.
I think it's too stable.
I'm 1 for 1.
You are 1 for 1. All right, we'll go up another
That's
one.
kind of scary. You're messing with the wrong duo here. I'm gonna get all of these.
This guy said, I want something I can yank on, a little bit of hyzer, and get turned, but still come back.
This
In the mid-range fairway slot, I throw about 320 to
Mid-range
350.
fairways.
mid-range fairway
So
slot.
did you give him a fairway? Did you give him
he
a
can
mid-range?
he can yank over on it and it'll come back. Is what he's saying?
He can yank on a little bit of hyzer. So basically, he's saying he wants to
Oh.
get behind it, get it to like stand up a little bit, and still come out of it. Mid-range fairway.
Well,
He
you're
throws
gonna have
325,
to tell us if
350.
you gave us. Did you give him one for both?
No, I just gave him just a fairway.
Here's a fairway. Okay,
Did you give him?
so you
I don't
you
think you
probably
gave him
gave him a Thunderbird.
He wants it to flip up.
I
a
was
little
thinking.
bit.
Yeah, I was thinking.
He wants to throw it on
Too
hyzer
late,
and
you already
flip up,
said
throwing
Thunderbird.
350.
Okay, so you're a little less stable than that.
Yeah,
you
that's
give him
what
a
I was-
vulture.
Okay, Konner.
I think a vulture's probably a good one. I don't think you would say Maverick because I think it'd be too flippy, but I'm gonna say Maverick.
Leopard 3.
Leopard 3. Okay.
Vulture's
I
too
agree
Vulture's
with
too
you.
overstable. He wants it to flip up off hyzer. I can't get a vulture to
I've
flip
never
up.
thrown a vulture. Hey, I don't know anything. About
You've
a
only seen
vulture.
that ESP one that I beat up for a year.
Well, or I see Brody throw him and he flips him up.
Well, he throws 500.
Yes.
This guy, he wanted a fairway driver. He wants it between a 7 and 9 speed, and the only one in his bag is a Star Eagle. He loves it, but he wants something that's a little less stable than his Star Eagle.
T-Bird.
7 and 9 speed range.
Oh.
T-bird is really not that much different than an eagle.
Yeah.
So I would say this might be where you went.
So
vulture.
you said 9 speed.
Vulture?
So
He said 7 to 9 speed.
oh, okay, 7 to 9 speed. I would say that you said Undertaker.
I went TL3. He liked the Star Eagle, so I wanted to keep it in Star Plastic.
That's a good,
I was gonna
good
say
one.
TL3 for the guy that likes to throw it on a hyzer.
Dan the Disc Man said, "Thanks for doing this. It's really cool." Anyway, understable fairway 7 to 9 speed, and I gave him 2 different options here.
You definitely gave him the Maverick as
yeah.
one.
Okay,
And then understable fairway 7 to 9 speed.
gave him 2 options:
I bet you gave him the Jackalope.
Jackalope and Maverick. Konner.
Oh, that's a good one. The Jackalope. Okay, so definitely Maverick, I think. And then I would say that you said the Sidewinder.
I said the It and the Heat.
Dang.
The Maverick
the
sometimes
Heat.
they're not
Duh,
flippy.
you definitely would say the Heat.
What are you talking about?
The Maverick,
The stock ones.
I've been burned by the Maverick because I had one that was way too flippy, and then my next one was just flip up, and I don't know how far this guy throws. So understable, the Heat and the It are going to be understable.
Yep.
We'll go like 2 more here. This is fun.
You guys don't want to come to me for suggestions, bro. Have fun throwing rollers.
But what that guy throws 300 feet, he might not flip up the It.
I keep glossing over that part. That's like the most important part of this.
Yeah, you do be a
Let's
dummy.
see. This person want an understable mid/mid-range turnover shot.
Uplink.
I bet you said
Yep,
uplink.
I said
yeah.
Let's see. This guy, he said he wants a stupid, overstable distance driver. Skip shots, high spike hyzer, flex shots, something like the Metal Flake Maxes of old. The new
Ricky Enforcer is what
the
you
new
suggested.
JP
Oh,
MF Max
yeah.
isn't it? Neither is the Nuke OS.
The Ricky Enforcer is
Konner?
definitely suggested.
Yeah,
If
I'll
we
bet
have
you
them.
said
Both
the
agreeing with
Ricky
those?
Enforcer. But I'm
I
not
said
going to
the
say
Panic.
Why did you not
wow.
say that?
Ricky Enforcer isn't that overstable. It's controllable.
I've never seen anything that stable distance driver. That thing was crazy when you were throwing it. You couldn't get it to go more than like 320. You were like
It's
throwing
still
it
in my
like
bag.
this. That thing was crazy overstable when you were throwing it.
I don't remember.
The Panic might be the same, but whenever you would throw
I
that
know
Enforcer,
the Panic
you
I
were
took
like,
out because it was too overstable. The Enforcer's still in my bag,
You
which
were-
told me it's not as overstable.
you were
as the
getting
Panic.
over on that thing, and it was coming out fast.
You did throw it a lot, though.
It was very.
It's still in my
stable.
bag.
Yeah. Give us another one.
You want another one?
Yeah.
So this guy, I have to give you a full context of this conversation. Learning backhand, had a really good snap, and yeeted my TL3 into oblivion, need a good turnover disc. And I said, do you want something more or less stable than TL3? And he said, I guess I want something to throw flat and get a good long turn out of, but my power is going up, so maybe a little more stable than TL3. What disc did I recommend?
I don't know if you would go to a Thunderbird yet.
He wants it to be more stable.
Here's the tough part: is he's asking for 2 different things. He wants something to throw flat and get a good long turn out of,
Yeah.
but he wants more stable than the TL3.
Mm.
TL3 starts like a T-bird,
Yeah.
for reference.
Yeah.
So what he's asking for has a lot of late fade, but it's going to turn a little bit. You know what disc I have that kind of does that, or have thrown, is like an Onyx.
Okay.
The Onyx I could throw flat and it would turn and then have good bite. That's what I would have suggested for him.
Konner.
Maybe. Dang, I'm having a hard time with this one. This one's tough.
Just do it, man.
Maybe this one
I may
you
have
with the
said
Vulture.
the FD as well.
Vulture.
Oh, the FD would be a good
But
one.
it's not
But
really
yeah, I'll go
accurate.
Vulture.
Undertaker.
I just think you wouldn't suggest it because you hate the disc. So
I
that's-
don't let my personal bias
You're not
come
really.
in.
So Hunter basically will suggest a disc that he doesn't like. Just keep that in mind. when
Undertaker's a
you're
great disc. I just don't like it. I'd recommend the Buzz to someone.
I
don't like it.
believed that you would recommend the Undertaker because I guessed it on one of them.
All right. No, another one, or that it?
I don't disagree with any of your.
I think you should save these. These are kind of fun.
Yeah, they are fun.
All right, last one. Fine.
Okay.
I need a disc to throw hydro flips with. What speed are you looking for, and how far do you throw? He throws a little over 400 and looking for a
So
9
he
speed.
crushes and he throws a 9-speed to Era.
Good option. I didn't say it though.
A 9-speed. There's a little over.
He wants hyzer
400.
flips.
Hyzer flips.
Straight out of the box.
Well,
Flip up.
You said Thunderbird. You said Thunderbird.
What? How flippy do y'all think Thunderbirds
threw-
are?
his are beat.
I
You're
can't even
you're
flip up a
you're
Thunderbird.
You're right.
The Inertia. That's what I went with.
I would never guess.
Guaranteed hyzer flip.
Arrow is the best option there.
I did recommend an Era to someone.
Arrow's sick.
Reb Willie D, I recommended the Era too. I forgot what he was looking for. Do you know what he was looking for? And I'll tell you what I
Oh
recommended the
my
Era
goodness, yes.
for. Reb was
Indulge
looking
me.
for... I won't read what he said about you. He didn't say anything about you.
I love him.
He said he wanted a neutral 10 to 11 speed to fit between his Onyx and his Avenger SS. I initially suggested the Vulture,
That's a big gap there.
and he said the Vulture was more stable than he wanted. He said his beat-in Onyx was like a more stable Vulture. He got a Rogue. I said, if you don't want to stick to Discraft only, the Era is like a less stable Vulture.
Onyx was a good disc. I liked the Onyx when I had that in my bag.
There you have it. So that's the show. We'll be back here on Wednesday to do the preview show for the Green Mountain Championship coming up. The first playoff event, the off season, is just around the corner. If you liked this episode, you're gonna love the off season. Let me tell you. We're definitely gonna bring back In the Bag this off season. Is that what we called it? What's in the bag?
Something like that.
Yeah, we called it In the Bag, I think.
And we're gonna bring it back.
Bringing that back for shizzle.
We had a lot of.
We're gonna invent a bunch of.
We
new
have a
segments.
lot
The
of segments
off-season
in the
podcast
off-season.
is my favorite. I think it's so much
We're
fun.
gonna invent a bunch of new.
So you're not going to miss the off season, but we're about a month out from it.
It's not going to be us just
about-
looking for things to talk about. It's
No.
going to be planned.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you then.